Right as I went live, I kind of realized something. Normally, before I go live, I try to do at least one video recording to make sure that the microphone volume is coming through and that the audio is coming through, because Wavelink and my Elgato products and streaming in general is just so finicky for me. But I didn't do that. So I need to do that now, I guess. And I don't have, I'm going to trust in something. I think it's going to be a relatively short stream. I'm going to trust in something. I'm going to trust in my levels. And I can show this on stream real quick, but this is what I'm talking about. So in the Elgato Wavelink, you can see my microphone moving here. And then if I were playing a game, you'd see it here on these levels. And then browser, if I played music or something, you'd see it across these three browsers, and then Discord and whatnot. This is supposed to be PC, but it's just set to Runeterra right now. But that's the idea. And if I see these levels moving, then generally that means that things are working. But there are some times when things are moving and it's still not working. So I'm looking at this. This is Streamlabs, and I do have the mic auxiliary device set to Wavelink stream. So everything that's going through Wavelink should be coming here. And now let's just run what's something audio. Well, you know what? I think we can do this. Can I always bust out the lo-fi? Just take a look. Hey, it's coming through. At least in Streamlabs, it's coming through. Take a look at that. And then on the Wavelink side of things, there it is. So what I'm going to do, and I can hear it in my headphones. And also real quick, the other thing too is that like sometimes I'll have these certain things muted. So like if I mute the headphones here, like it'll still, if this is working, this will still pop up on stream, like you'll still hear it. But if I mute this other one, which is the broadcast, then I'll still hear it, but then this won't come through the stream. So I'm trusting that this works, and I've only got a big smile on my face because normally this stuff doesn't work. Actually, before I jump into this, because I think it's going to be a relatively short stream, I already saw that this is a 20-minute video. Fantastic, because I'm going to go grab something to eat, and I'll play some Monster Hunter after this. But I was going to say, before I went live, I got the thumbnail together, and I set up the event in Streamlabs. I was like, okay, I'm going to come in from work, I'm going to watch this video, and then we're going to be done. I think it's going to be about an hour, because my thought is I'm probably going to want to analyze this and talk about it. So I was thinking, okay, this is all going to work. And man, for reasons I cannot explain, the hardware, my face cam, this thing here, the Elgato face cam, it would just freeze. Like I was in motion for like 3 seconds and then it would freeze. And so I was thinking, okay, let me reseat the cable. It would still freeze. I thought, let me go ahead and reinstall the software. Still froze. No, I shut down the computer, restarted it. Still froze. So the tried and true, I disconnected all cables, or the USB cable, from both ends, the computer and the camera. I received the cable into a different port. People who know. But I received the USB cable into a different port on the PC. And then when I connected everything when the computer turned on, I re-downloaded the software, the Camera Hub software, launched it, and so far I have not frozen, because I've been live for 3 minutes and it would have frozen by now. So we're good. I was really crossing my fingers and hoping that I wouldn't have to buy a new face cam. I actually am thinking about buying a new face cam anyway, because the new one has slightly better quality that I think I would appreciate. But I also hate spending money. So it's like this dynamic. But anyway, I think I'm good. And also the other thing I'll say about streaming and then that issue happening is that I have no idea when something like that is going to happen. And I've said this before, if I streamed every single day, and not to be like everybody else, but if I streamed every single day, or if I streamed like once a week, maybe twice a week, this all sounds cringe to me. But if I did, I would catch these things really fast, because it'd be like, oh, I streamed on Wednesday and it was fine, and then I streamed on Friday and it wasn't. So it's like I can quickly, and because I'm constantly checking things before I go live, I can tell like, oh, this changed, and I can fix it. But because I stream so infrequently, like after today's stream, and I'll probably say this later again, I don't know what I'm going to stream again. Like I didn't mean to even post this. I saw it on my feed. I was like, oh, they're doing a state of play for Ghost of Yotei. I was like, absolutely, I'll stream that. And so I pulled it up, and then I'm thinking, okay, this Friday am I gonna stream? No, I'm not gonna stream Monster Hunter. I don't stream Street Fighter. And as far as I know, there's nothing that I want to stream. So it's July. I mean, maybe nothing, you know? So that was kind of funny. And I'm constantly, I usually glance over at my other monitor anyway, just in case like something fails and I can see it in Streamlabs. But now I'm definitely looking over because I want to see if my camera freezes. But I'd like to say the preamble is over. So let's go. 5 minutes in. Let's go ahead and close this and let's watch this state of play. I'm sure I'm going to be analyzing some things. I'm not really a good analyzer, but you know, I got a platinum trophy in Ghost of Tsushima. I played it twice. You know, I mean, I got some things to say. I really like that game. So let's jump on into this. Turn the volume up. Normally I have it turned down because we're listening to music. Let's turn this bad boy up. And I'm telling you, streaming over Wi-Fi, man. I look over at my frames dropped and it's 0. Oh, gigabit internet. What are you going to do? But at the same time, the Wi-Fi antenna on my PC is like, my PC is like right next to me, but the Wi-Fi antenna is all contorted. Also, another thing I'm going to say, more preamble, is that no one really can see what my stream setup looks like. I guess it's like the typical streamer, right? You never really know what their setup looks like unless they record something from the outside. And it's okay, but man, our cable's kind of in the way, especially my microphone cable, because it kind of crosses right in front of my keyboard. So if ever I want to type something, it's always very annoying. And when I usually put my microphone away, it's on an arm, so I just turn the entire arm away so I have full view of my monitor if I want to like game or something. So every time I stream, it actually is a bit cumbersome because I have to like pull this arm back in and then move the cable around so it's not blocking me if I need to type anything. So I think what I'm going to do every time I stream is, oh, you know, I didn't check something. Okay, voice focus is on. Okay, great. So I should be sounding crisp and clear. But I was going to say, every time I stream, I think I'm going to disconnect my microphone. And I'm not going to do this on stream just to demonstrate it because it'd be a pain. I don't know what's going to happen. But I think what I'm going to do is every time I end a stream, I want to end the stream, I'll hit you with the boom, this bad boy. And then when I come, and then like no one's going to know this, but when I like end the stream, I'm just going to disconnect the cable from the microphone. And then that way it, you know, when I do this again, it's easier to set up. But anyway, 7 minutes. Let's watch this. I think I'm going to try to keep this under an hour. I know live streaming, people stream for like 8 hours a day, but I'm going to try to keep this under an hour. Let's watch this. I'm going to comment on things that I notice. And I want to say, I am coming into this with a smile on my face, but I'm coming into this a little skeptic. And I wanted to, you know, let's get the music back on. I want to mention something that I'm kind of skeptic about. What do we want to put on? What I had on just a second ago was great. I guess you can never really go wrong with.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000?
I should just watch the video. In and out. Ooh, Dire Dire Dogs off rip. It's supposed to be Ghost of Yotei. Oh man, I think I kind of just forgot what I was gonna say by pulling up the music. It had something to do with streaming. Oh no, it had to do with Ghost of Yotei, and something I'm coming into the game a little bit pessimistic. And the reason why is because when they showed the announcement trailer for Ghost of Yotei, it seemed to be like this was a revenge quest sort of story. And I was thinking about, you know, since then, you know, that makes it very Assassin's Creed to me. And not that I dislike Assassin's Creed. I hate Assassin's Creed. But it's not that I dislike Assassin's Creed. It's just that that idea is so formulaic, you know, where protagonist is wronged by a group and then they go on a quest with a list of names to just start taking people out like they're Mega Man bosses. And it's not necessarily, I think it's just something I'm over, is that revenge quest in a game. And in a way, Ghost of Tsushima was a revenge quest with regards to, you know, I think it was Khoten Khan and killing all the Japanese samurai, and then it's not entirely, but you could see it as Jin Sakai getting revenge, you know, for the people who were slain. And but it wasn't as simple as they killed his dad, they killed his mom, and so now he's grown up and taken on the mantle of whatever in order to, you know, get vengeance, you know, for the people who've wronged him. And I really like that about Ghost of Tsushima. And I think that with Ghost of Yotei, it seems like that's the case. So I'm going to jump into this stream, or in a stream, in this video in just a second, but I thought I'd at least mention early that that's my skepticism, is that this is just going to be a revenge quest game, but we'll see what the state of play has to say. Yo, Justin, what up? How have you been? I've been good. I've been good. I've been gaming, I've been working, and I've been trying to keep a cool head with regards to a lot of stuff happening in the world. And I think I'm doing a good job. So, and it says here, #1 fan. I don't know if this is a new thing in YouTube or Streamlabs, but that's pretty funny. It says top fans, #1. So, but I don't remember if you your name. So, but yeah, I've been doing good. Hopefully things have been going good for you. All right, enough of this Mario music. Herman, you got a lot of nerve showing up around these parts. The first thing that came to mind, dude, I mean, listen, life has changed a decent amount in the many years since you last rolled up on my I think you came by my place once for something that was happening in Austin. But man, how it went, I don't know if we want to just communicate via, you know, stream chat, but hopefully things have been going well for you, dude. How are things going? I didn't want to say it, but one of the, you know, something I think about sometimes is how people are kind of frozen in time from the last time that you interacted with them. And so it's like, oh, I remember this about you because it's literally the last thing. And what I kind of remember is, this is so many years ago now, dude. But I remember the Yangmir matches that we used to have, and how I took your tech with Yang. And I took something that you were doing. I was like, yo, I'm gonna sneak that. But oh, came back from Japan. All right, word. Are you still out there in, I forget which area of Texas you were in originally? I don't want to say Dallas. I know it was one of the big four. It wasn't, I don't know if it was Houston or San Antonio. I don't think you were one of the Dallas guys. Houston. Okay, you're one. Okay, gotcha. So, I mean, real quick before I hop into this stream, man, like, you know, brief rundown, you know, how things been going. You still playing Street Fighter, doing gaming? Did you go back to school? Like, what's happening? Should have put the music back on. Okay. All right. Word. Still playing Street Fighter. Okay. Oh, I totally didn't notice that I had the stream chat still up on the screen. I forgot I did that. Let me see if I can grab this thing. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. Let's see. Professional streamer coming through. I think it's the chat box. It's not the overlay. It's... Whoa. I don't know how to grab it. Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. There it is. So let's grab this and see if we can yoink this over here. A little bit less in the way. I'm working on my content. It's been doing good so far. Cool. Cool. So you're doing the content creation thing. That's great, man. You still playing, or are you done? No, I'm still playing. You know, I've something that I say on some of these streams is that, you know, I've been playing Street Fighter my whole life. As far as like competing goes, yeah, that's done. I'll probably get into that another day, but for the most part, yeah, the days of going to locals, I'm actually, for what it's worth, I'm not even in Austin anymore. So the idea, the days of going back to, or going to Arcade UFO and competing, or going to Evo and different tournaments around Texas or the country, Nope. I don't think I have that kind of competitive drive anymore, and it was really expensive for the lifestyle that I now have. So, nope, it's just grinding online. As we're about to watch, I'm looking forward to this game, Ghost of Yotei. But for the most part, it's just kind of playing some casual games here and there, and playing Street Fighter 6 and Monster Hunter Wilds. So I'm actually out here in the Oklahoma City area. I got a little bit of a chill even saying that, because I was thinking, whenever streamers like say, I live here, it's like, if you're the big streamers, then it's like, oh, they're going to get you. The fans are going to get you. But now I'm out here in the Oklahoma City area. I got a job opportunity from Austin. So I was in Austin, um, and then got terminated from a job there. And I kind of meandered for a while, went back home to New Mexico, got a job opportunity out in Oklahoma City, and then I came out here. And so now I'm just stacking money I say that like I'm making a crap ton of money. I'm really not, but I'm just sort of living a little bit of a minimalist lifestyle in an effort to just kind of stack up the money, and then, we'll see what life holds after that. So, oh, you got people down in Oklahoma City. All right. All right. Nice. So I mean, not to necessarily bring all roads to fighting games, but what's your channel name, man? I'll see if I can check it out sometime. I don't know if you're doing Street Fighter stuff or not, but um, we could definitely. I'd love to like to check it out. Oh, okay, cool. You know what? That kind of makes sense if you have a YouTube account. Sometimes. Okay. All right. Word, man. I'll check it out and see what's going on. I mean, well, actually, you know what? Oh, I meant to make this a short stream. I'm derailed. Let me pull this up. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on my other monitor real quick. Uh, Make sure nothing like auto plays. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. I'm just taking a quick glance. Who do you play? I mean, I'm not gonna judge you, but I'm curious who you play. Are you rocking a? The vibe I'm getting from some of these thumbnails is that you play Ken or Akuma. That's cool that you're still going to tournaments, man. That's awesome. You play you could have said almost like half the cast, and I probably would have reacted the same way. Of course, you play my dude. We'll probably have to talk about this another day, but like, oh, is this video from a month ago? Is this you playing? Is this my ranked matches in Japan? I don't know. Like, like one thing I like about I'm sorry, Street Fighter 6 is that like you could have said, "Oh, I play whatever," and then I would have been like, "You degenerate scumbag," like you play that character, So, but that also is like I think the mark of, in my opinion, a decently balanced game as far as the cast, because I play Ryu, but that should go. I mean, I feel like that should go without saying. I feel like that should go without saying. You may or may not know this, but I've been a Ryu player my whole life, which is kind of funny to tell people, because sometimes like there's that era of Street Fighter 4 which was 7 years of my life, where I played Ken and then Yang towards the later part of it, and I didn't play Ryu at all. But for Street Fighter 2, Alpha, 3, 5, I only played Ryu, and then in 6 I'm playing him again too. So Ryu degen this season. See, that's what I was gonna say. I almost didn't want to say, because if I had said I was playing Ryu in season 1, you would have been like, "Oh, okay, all right, struggle character," But people saw the list of notes that he got in season 3, and suddenly it's like bandwagoner. It's like, "Yo, I've been playing this character since I was 8 years old. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Like, it's my time." But we'll have to talk about that another time. I think Ryu is pretty good. I thought he was strong before. I'm gonna be fair that I think he's a little bit better now, but Oh yeah, dude. Especially my pre season 3, dude. Ooh, man. Yeah, but everybody's getting that hate. Season 1, Ken got hate. When Luke got hate, JP got hate, and then when Akuma came out, Akuma got hate. You know, Cammy's getting hate. She's always been good for some goofy reason. Guile gets hate. I mean, everybody, like, right? It's. I mean, outside of maybe like Lily, Marisa. Off the top of my head, I need to look at the list, but like maybe those two. DJ, I give DJ hate, man. I hate DJ. I might actually hate him. I like him. I love him, but I also hate him. I hate him. So, but no, that's cool. It's cool. All right. I have to check out some of these videos and see. New My Hate is different. New My Hate. Well, I mean, I didn't really look at her patch notes all that closely. I think I'm gonna kind of, this is gonna sound like I'm jumping on the bandwagon, but I think being able to walk out of the fan is pretty good. Not as good as I thought, as opposed to getting stuck there in proximity block. Um, but there are elements, and I mean, listen, you're already used to the hate, so here it comes. But I do think that at least when I fight against it really does feel like I'm fighting a script. It feels like it's like the fan comes out, and here we go, like the drive rush, and it's like, am I gonna get thrown? Am I gonna go for the low? Am I gonna block and then like I have to deal with the second fan and I have to throw that one again? Am I gonna get shimmy and get hit with stand heavy punch? Like, so it's yeah, and then if any of that stuff connects, it's corner push, but that's most of the characters anyway. So, but no, I mean, yeah, I've seen some people complain about but I'll tell you this: Dark Horse, I unlocked Terry because I thought Terry was gonna be broken. I really did. That's a full disclaimer. When 2 DLC characters came out, I think it was M Bison and there was somebody else. And they both came out, and I was like, oh man, they keep making the DLC characters good. So I spent money to get Terry, and then he came out and he was just whatever. He was all right. Fan walkout was kind of a buff. I guess I don't know. We'd have to talk about it. I mean, you play the character, but at the same time, I think being able to move is great, as opposed to getting stuck there in the proximity block. But yeah, I think Terry's like the character that they've been weirdly having a tough time with. I feel like that character is like, at least when and this is a me thing specifically. I don't know if it's a Terry thing. I feel like that character is like Space Trap the character. It's like if he does stand medium punch, everything after that is a space trap. He does target combo with heavy punch, space trap. He does stand medium punch into nothing. You press a button, space trap. You do stand medium punch, crouch and medium kick. If he's close enough, it's like space trap. If you try to jab or something, it's like, and there's other things too. It's target combo with his kick into drive rush, walk back, space trap. But the minute I throw it out, the walking back because they don't want to get mixed. Well, yeah, I mean, of course you're gonna walk back. Like, no one wants to just stand there. Like, if you like, that's why I consider it a buff because of how I use it. Yeah, no, it's great that you said that too about there's something. I mean, there was something that they changed that I think I would consider a weakened change that you're considering a buff. There was something like that happened with Ryu, and I can't remember it right now. I feel like I have to boot the game up to describe it. There was like something that people were kind of complaining about that I remember I was like, oh, you know what it was? So actually, okay, you may or may not know this about Ryu. It's a pretty basic character, so I'm sure a lot of people know this. But because the consensus is that Street Fighter 6 is such an offense-oriented game, people would watch people would watch other people like Blas, and now you have Crimea coming up, as well as the other kid. What's his name? It's not Crimea and Blas. There's a third Ryu player. I forget his name. Maybe it's just those two, not Paladin. But there were 3, I want to say, Ryu players, and everybody was doing Rushdown Ryu because the game is very offense oriented. So people were foregoing Denshin stock for rushing down, and Ryu's like not as strong as that. So in season 3, and technically season 2 as well, but season 2 and 3, they've been kind of Capcom has been investing more in Ryu's Denjin stock, which I have been doing since the game came out. I've been prioritizing. I've been hitting people with high blade kicks so I can get Denjin stock as opposed to Tatsu to stay up close to people. And so now in season 3, my style of play actually got strengthened. So I haven't been watching too many tournaments. I watched not Combo Breaker. What was the most recent one? CEO. I watched CEO, and I saw a little bit more Denjin stock, but I only really ever use Tatsu if I already have Denjin, and I just want to like use the thread of it. But Ending Walker, thank you. That was the other one. Yeah, it was Ending Walker. Ending Walker, bro. I don't want to jinx myself, but because I might run into him one day. But he has a very the what I would describe as like a very kinetic Ryu. He's constantly moving. Like he does things that I think in prior Street Fighter games would have gotten you killed, which is if you watch Ending Walker, he presses a lot of buttons in neutral. Like, he'll just like walk around and just stand light kick, crush medium punch. And it's like, yo. Now, granted, he's pressing it at ranges where you're not going to be able to whiff punish him. But you remember back in the days when we did play at Arcade UFO, I don't know if you remember Viet Vo. I'm sure you do. He was like, come on, he was beating everybody in Arcade UFO. But one of the things he told me that stuck with me throughout most of Street Fighter V when I played that game is, and still a bad habit of mine somewhat, is when I was playing Street Fighter, I would just do that with Ken, is I would just press like stand light punch or like crouching medium punch, like way outside the range where it would connect, right? And one time I asked Viet, like I was like, do you have any advice or any tips or anything like that, like how I can improve? And he goes, well, you're pressing a lot of buttons that are not even close to hitting me. And like, it was either him or Jerry said that, but somebody said that to me. And it kind of stuck with me because when I think about it, it's like, yeah, I think in earlier Street Fighter games, or maybe at a very, very high level that I wasn't playing at, it is useful to press like stand medium punch with guile because it can look like a sonic boom. It never really did for me, but for other people it does. But if you're just pressing buttons as a means of like filling space, you're just going to get hit. And so I just bring that all around to say Ending Walker is constantly doing stuff with Ryu. He moves Ryu in a way that it doesn't seem like you would see success playing that way. Like, I don't think his archetype as like a mid-range character works the way Ending Walker plays him. But hey, he's placing top 8, with Ryu. So he's doing it. He's doing the work. So I mean, what do I know? But yeah. He's playing 5, but I don't know if he's playing this game. I think Viet was playing 6 at the beginning. I don't know for certain, but I'm pretty sure it was him. And here's why. 1, I think the name was Viet Vo. I think I fought somebody in season 1 named Viet Vo, and he was playing Luke. And Viet only plays Shotos. I mean, he usually plays Akuma, but Akuma wasn't out. And when you think of who was Akuma in season 1 before Akuma came out, it was Luke. So it's like, yeah, it was him. So, Bethany Joy. You know what? Too many people are showing up. When I do these streams, it's just me. I'm trying to watch this state of play. I'm like, it's 28 minutes into the stream. I'm supposed to be watching this. I got stuck into talking about Street Fighter. Let me watch this video. And thankfully, it's not live, so I can just skip ahead to when it actually starts. But yeah, no, it is cool. It is cool to see that you're still out there, man, and doing stuff. HRU? I don't know what that is. But it is cool to see that you're doing. I'm gonna check out these videos that you got. I got the channel pulled up already. I love these titles though. You got the titles that get people to click on them. I like it. I got 10 seconds. Let me look at these titles right quick. Yeah, these titles are great, dude. And we got to talk about your Japan trip too. Like, not just unless you only went out there to play Street Fighter. If you only went out there to play Street Fighter, okay, that's fine. But there's more Japan than Street Fighter. So. Oh, how are you? Oh, dang. I don't know if I'm on the internet enough. No, I was mentioning earlier, I'm doing great. I've got a comfortable job at the moment. I've got, my hobbies, exercising, journaling, playing video games, talking with family and friends. World's going kind of crazy these days, but I'm doing all right. So Hopefully, other people are keeping your head down, trying not to get too worried about stuff happening out there. But yeah, let me I'm gonna catch a couple of these videos, Herman, and then definitely we gotta chat some Street Fighter, because I'm on a little bit of a Monster Hunter train right now because I'm trying to fight these 2 new monsters on tempered versions. So that's kind of my thing. But I would like to say probably end of next week I'll be back grinding some Street Fighter stuff. And I wonder if I've ran into you. I feel like if I had, you probably would have said something. But if you were under this name, I don't think I would have remembered. So, um, but yeah, I gotta check out some of these videos and see what's been going on, man. And who knows? The last thing I guess I'll kind of say before I jump into this about the Street Fighter stuff is that I may, no promises, and this is just an idea. I have no idea if I'm gonna do this. It would be cool to go see Capcom Cup next year, in Japan, because I told myself I'd never go to Japan again. I've been 3 times, and I never wanted to go again. But if Capcom isn't going to bring Capcom Cup to the US, understandably so, then I want to be there, man. I want to see Street Fighter is such an important part of my life. I've been playing it since I was like 8 years old, and I want to see the best crush it. So, and because I can't see myself going to Evo. I just don't care enough about fighting games to go to Evo. I'll watch it. I'll watch the Street Fighter section, but as Evo as a whole, it's just I don't think I'll do that. But why are you trying not to go again? Just because really it's the flight. It takes too long. That's really it. Like when you're there and you're in the environment, it's fantastic, and then you fly back and the flight is shorter. It's really just like the flight. If I could get like business class, maybe. I think it's business class. It's less expensive than first class. I think if I could go on business class and fall asleep immediately when I got on the plane and like teleported there and back, maybe. But and I also think the next time I would go, I'd want to go with more people. The last time I went with family, so it was great. There was always people around that, I could talk to. But I think a friend of mine who comes by the stream occasionally, Carlos, he wanted to go back to Japan, and I don't know if this is certain, but I think he said he wanted to go back next year. And depending on when he planned to go, I was thinking, oh, well, if you're going to go out for like 2 weeks, you could go around Capcom Cup time, and then you could go. He would go with his wife. I would go with them. And then, like, if you were trying to go, then get a bunch of people together. So I got the business class, busy class, Japan tag. Ooh, I'm by myself. It was awesome. Yeah, we got to talk some Japan stuff too. For 3 years. 3 years. Wow. All right. Go to Yotei time. Speaking of Japan, goes to Yotei. All right, let's turn this up.
Hello everyone, this is Jason Connell and Nate Fox from Sucker Punch Productions. Ghost of Tsushima was an honor to be a part of. And today, Nate and I get to share more about our next game, Ghost of Yotei. We'll be sharing how we've crafted the game around exploration while keeping Atsu's tale of vengeance front and center. We'll also talk about ghost combat and how it's evolved. And we'll introduce for the first time some new special modes of play. But let's start things off first by talking about a Japanese folk legend.
I came into this thinking like, all right, I'm a little bit pessimistic because it's a revenge quest, but I started hearing the music. Yo, it's not October yet, but we're back. We're back.
The Onryo.
Let's go.
The people of Ezo believe Atsu is an Onryo, a wrathful ghost bent on revenge. And they're half right. Atsu doesn't care if she lives or dies, so long as she can punish the Yotei Six, a ruthless gang who slaughtered her family. After 16 years in the South, she's returned home to put their spirits to rest. It's warm memories of her family that propel her forward. When Atsu returns to her childhood home, with the push of a button, you can experience those cherished times.
I'm getting chills. Oh, whoa.
By giving you the freedom to explore Atsu's past,
Okay, I'm gonna try not to pause it too much, but I'm getting a little excited because I'm hearing undertones of the Tsushima theme, and I'm not gonna hum it because the microphone filter I got doesn't let hums come through. It counts them as M's and things the air conditioner, so it doesn't come through. But you can hear that motif. That is the Ghost of Tsushima theme. I'll run that back a second.
with the push of a button, you can experience
Right here.
those cherished times. By giving you the freedom to explore Atsu's past, the wound of her loss becomes personal. It's that pain that pushes her forward. Hunting down the Yotei sick.
That is so gangsta. Oh, I don't want to talk too much yet because, like, that's so sick. You press a button and it just instantly takes you. You know, because one of the things I was going to talk about is how when this game got announced, it was something that I think PlayStation, maybe more so than Sucker Punch, had mentioned was going to take advantage of the PS5 Pro in a way that other games hadn't. And off the top of my head, that's something that seems to be the case. I can't think of another game that can do something like that. Where it's almost like, I mean, the technology, I'm not going to try to explain the technology 'cause I don't really understand it, but it's almost like a whole nother game is hidden underneath the main game that you're playing.
Is a near impossible task. She'll face 1,000 blades. But the Onryo is relentless. And with each victory, the ghost story around her grows.
Ghost of Yotei focuses on player freedom more than any game Sucker Punch has ever made. But it's also a game that, at its heart, is inspired by so many of our favorite wandering samurai films.
Of course.
So let's start off by talking about exploration at the edge of Japan.
It's also because of the monitor I have. I don't know what other people are watching this on. I have this crazy $600 monitor that's got HDR and all the bells and whistles, 4K and all that. That was an
all have
amazing looking
At
shot.
Samurai.
I can't. I'm thinking this. I'm probably not going to do it, but I'm just going to say it. There's a part of me who wants to get a PS5 Pro. I think I might trade in this PS5 for the PS5 Pro for this game. I hope, and I doubt it's going to happen, but it'd be nice if the cost of that came down like $150, because I want to play this game as it's intended to be played.
Films. So let's start off by talking about exploration at the edge of Japan. We all have different playstyles, so we set out to make an open world game that lets you drive your own experiences. Whether that's your curiosity to wonder, your thirst for combat, or a deep desire to stay focused on the story. As you explore, there's an underlying clue system that invites you to new adventures in new areas of the game that could be appealing to you. If you interrogate an enemy, choosing to ask about the Oni, you could uncover a landscape scarred by fire with more bold, samurai-like enemies to fight.
Bro. This game's gonna be sick. This game's gonna be sick. I came in here, and I was hoping this would happen. I came in here expecting to like be like, oh, it's just a revenge quest. And I don't know if I want, because it's Assassin's Creed. Sucker Punch. Come on. Yes.
Fight and abilities for Atsu to learn. Or if you ask about the kitsune, might lead you to an area filled with snow and deception, enemies that ambush you, and new ninja-like tactics to study. Atsu draws cards for each clue to keep track of all available adventures. The more you play, the more the game unfolds for you. As she makes progress against the Yotei 6, her legend as the Onryo grows.
It's her.
Bounty will go up, drawing the attention of deadlier foes.
Are you lost?
I'm looking for some old friends. The Yotei 6.
Show her the door.
There is a hefty price on Atsu's head. Now, Atsu can also hunt down her own bounties that bring her all around the land. This is a lucrative way to make some money.
Wait, what? Hunt down her own bounties?
On her own bounties that bring her all around the land.
Yo, did we just get Witcher 3? This is the Witcher board. What do they call it in Witcher 3? It's the Witcher contracts. The boards. Oh, a murderer who lures in the weary at a campsite marked by lanterns. Sick. This is the Witcher board.
Land. This is a lucrative way to make some money to fuel her vengeance.
Jeez. Okay.
Quest.
This is so sick. Okay, yeah. It's more than a vengeance. Oh, this is so sick.
You're not off plan, Eguchi. You're here for my bounty.
And it's clearly, you can tell. I mean, you can see it even in this. It has 60 FPS all day. Maybe not this part. I love this theme. It sounds like Western.
Hidden in the world are altars of reflection. Finding one inspires Atsu and unlocks a new ability to help her on the journey ahead.
Oh, okay. So this is like the talent trees, specializations.
They are fun to find on their own, but for a quicker route, you can always buy a traveler's map from the cartographer. Ghost of Yotei isn't going to rush you through anything. You
Look at
can
that.
choose what motivates you most. But we think the best way to play is to simply pull out your spyglass, find something interesting on the horizon, and enjoy the ride.
Dude, that's what I love about Elden Ring. That's like I can see that moment when I was streaming and I was talking about that. How one of my favorite things about Elden Ring, and I'm going to say it right now. I'm looking forward to this game and all that. Elden Ring crushed. I don't think any game is going to do it like Elden Ring. Not even Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Nothing was more fun in Elden Ring than just literally running around the environment and then you like this and you just turn and look and you're like, what is that? And you look and then, and you just go in that direction. Dude, Elden Ring crushed it when it came to that. But I do like that that's in this game. And when they were talking about the cartographer and, getting a map, I already feel like just with what it is 8 minutes in, with what I'm already hearing, I would probably not take a map. This would be something that I would want to go very, very slow. And this is so amazingly well done.
That's right.
Look at that. I spend a lot of time in the photo mode in this game. Or in Tsushima. It's going to even be more in this one.
the lands around Yotei are fast. It's not about checking it all off, it's about engaging in the content that gets you excited. Embrace that curiosity and let the wind guide you on your hunt.
Mastering the blade. All right, let's go.
Ezo is a dangerous place. Atsu always wields a weapon. As for which, that's up to you. Will you choose a katana, spear, a surigama, odachi, or dual swords? Each is uniquely effective against a particular enemy and has their own set of upgrades to discover and master.
Plant sight.
Wait, I just bragged a little bit earlier about like beating this game, beating Tsushima. You didn't have, did you have different styles in that game that you would switch to? Like if you had to fight spear or different types of people? I can't remember. I don't think I can't remember. But I think they're trying to emphasize that with the different weapons.
Let's see how she uses these weapons in the field, searching for leads on Lord Saito.
This is our food, from our soil. The soldiers need it more to free you.
Free us? Inokichi steals our crops while our families starve.
Atsu's no samurai or ninja. No, she's a lone wolf mercenary who'll use every advantage, every dirty trick to win a fight.
Hell yeah.
Combat has the feel of a classic samurai movie. Every motion counts. It's about lethal precision.
This is so cool. You know, I'm gonna say it, man. It's gonna sound so strange. I already like this approach more than I liked Jin Sakai. I had to say it that way. I got to make the comparison. I think Jin Sakai is an amazingly written character. And I think that the way that they approached the design of just not him narratively, but just gameplay was fantastic. This is just the next level of that. The fact that she uses multiple weapons in combat is so awesome.
If an enemy swings hard, Atsu can lose her weapon. But if she's quick, she can disarm them. Choose the right weapon for the job. To fight a massive enemy, her huge odachi blade is best.
Dude, look at that. Look at the weapons. And you know, it plays a little bit like much of the same.
He looks
I like
like
that.
the one in charge.
I can see, you know, I can almost imagine people watching the state of play and being like, oh, it looks the same, or it looks so similar. I like the way Ghost of Tsushima played. And even when like you had that situation where one of the characters was interrogating those villagers, that seemed like a typical Ghost of Tsushima encounter. Even this, I mean, it's a little more comprehensive with the way that you're getting into certain towns and areas. You really didn't go into areas like that in Tsushima, but this is just like the next step in that. I really like the way they're approaching this.
Tonight, we feast!
Blades are great, but ranged weapons work too. And Atsu's got an arsenal.
Ooh.
Bounty hunter! A ghost!
Thrown weapons like kunai, bombs, or even blinding powder can give Atsu an edge. When
God.
enemies switch weapons, you'll have to adapt. Dual swords are best against spears.
Okay, it's driving me crazy, but I can't remember it now. But when the narrator just said dual weapons are good against swords, I think what it was, there was different stances that you could go into, because if you just, I think it was like samurai was one stance and there was another stance. I can picture Jin like putting the weapon above his head and then putting it down by his side. And I think depending on which one it was, you'd have to deal with enemies a particular way. That's how you could parry certain enemies that you can parry in other stances. And I guess this game is doing it's you know, like I said, it's much of the same. Instead of them doing stances, it's weapons.
No more!
Tell me what you know about Saito.
Atsu doesn't always fight alone. She'll meet several allies on her hunt, including a mysterious wolf.
Oh,
Atsu can set up camp under the stars of Ezo. But she's not always alone.
sleeping horse.
Hey, friend. Share your fire with the traveling peddler?
What are you selling?
A mask said to be cursed with the unpredictable nature of its previous owner.
Camping under the stars is a great way to rest up, play your shamisen, or cook to ready for a fight ahead. It's also designed to help bring important characters and upgrades straight to you. In fact, in place of the journal menu from Ghost of Tsushima, we've opted for a more character-driven way of
Whoa. Come on, dude. How is this real?
managing allies and vendors you meet in Ezo. Over time, Atsu grows to have her own wolf pack. And here, you can keep track of when a sensei might have a weapon skill for you, or when a vendor has something unique to sell. Managing upgrades, resources, when to buy what, can be a burden in a big open world game. At campsites, members of your wolf pack can catch up with you, offering upgrades and unique items. This helps ensure you have every opportunity to upgrade and prepare for Atsu's vengeance quest ahead. You don't have to leave where you're exploring, the game comes to you.
That's kind of cool. Convenient.
While exploring Ezo, you'll discover all sorts of new armor, charms, and gear. Perfect for building up Atsu around your chosen playstyle. Are you stealth, ranged, or melee focused? Find and combine the pieces that are just right for you.
You know, I was going to say that what I try to do in some of these games is I try to pick the one that's the most story accurate. So for me, in Ghost of Tsushima, what I found to be something that I did almost in alliance with the story is I would play the character like he was a samurai, and then the more tools I got that allowed Jin Sakai to fight in the cover of night or like to ambush people, the more of those tools I used, because he was the ghost. He was mysterious. He was, you know, this enigmatic figure that didn't fight anything like a samurai, this vengeful spirit of Tsushima come back to destroy the Mongols, right? And when they said that just now, when the narrator mentioned that you can play it in a variety of different ways, I was thinking, oh, well, I would play it like, and I thought, well, no, she's just this like cutthroat mercenary that uses any type of weapon that she can use in order to win a fight. I'm like, oh, well, okay. I mean, I can see myself playing with all the weapons then, because I'd want to like match it as closely as I could to the way that I think the story is going.
And of course, customize the look of your armor and weapons to make sure that your version of Atsu looks and fights just the way you want.
Dude, just like a regular villager. Oh, was that the Tsushima armor? Oh, that looks like Ronin armor. All right, hold up. Let's run this back a second.
And fights.
It's the regular village woman. This is so
Just
great.
the
This is
way
so
you
great. Hold on. That one's good. I like that one. White and black. Okay, I thought this might have been the Tsushima armor. I'm sure it's in the game. Like, you know, these games always do that where you can wear Jin Sakai's armor, but I thought this might have been in it. It's pretty close to like the original version that you get, that Taka makes, but not quite it. No, that's what I thought it was. Yo, I'm not tripping. Let me pull this up in Google. That looks like, it's not it, but it looks like Jin Sakai's armor. Jin Sakai Ghost Armor. It's pretty close. Yeah, it's I was trying to find like the in-game. A lot of these are from Iki Island. I guess I'll bring up this one. Is this picture gonna be really small? Oh, it probably is. Open image in new tab. Yeah, it's kind of small, but it's pretty close. All right. Got the kind of like this cape thing here. He does have the armor. It's these beads. Got the blades here. Less weapons here. Got the strap. Kinda. And then this, like, this is the main. You can't really see it in this image, but I don't want to sit here all day trying to find this image of Jin Sakai, but I played this game enough to know and to watch the way that outfit billows that it looks like it. This is a closer picture, actually. Let me open this one up in a new tab. Yeah, this is a bit closer. Pull this open. Shrink this down. Zoom in. I just think I think that there probably is going to be, just for the sake of, like, it'd be fun to just have the ghost armor in the game, like you unlock it as like one of the final pieces of armor. But yeah, pretty cool. That looks like the running armor. Oh. What? That's not actual gameplay.
The score of Ghost of Yotei is incredibly special to us. Our amazing composer, Toma Otoa, has created a mashup of Eastern instrumentation with Western flavors,
The Western flavors, I can definitely hear it already.
brought to life through an exciting collaboration of many talented artists.
でこうダウンビートまで
If you like what you heard, we're releasing 2 tracks featured in today's State of Play on your favorite streaming service immediately
We got
after the
pulls
show.
up. Okay, all right, special modes. Okay, yeah, the photo mode.
The digital
let's get it.
photography community for Ghost of Tsushima is incredible. We're happy to have photo mode back in Ghost of Yotei and look forward to seeing photos from your journey across Ezo.
I had so much fun with this. There's a video I made, and I think it's on my YouTube account, but there's a video that I made that I was really, really proud of a lot of the different shots that I took in that game. God, man. I'm not gonna pull up on the stream, but I mean, I think I spent like a handful of days just running around the island, and I didn't look at the internet. I didn't want to see what other pictures people were coming with. I just ran around Tsushima after you beat the game, and you kind of have free reign to go everywhere. And I was just in all different types of environments, different outfits. Man, you know what? I may pull that up. Let me see. Ghost of Tsushima photo mode. It's not that long, but I'll probably have this play as I close out the stream. I'm still really proud of this. Okay, cool.
We want playing through Ghost of Yotei to feel like stepping inside of your favorite classic samurai films. So, from the beginning of the game, we're happy to offer a full Japanese voice track with full lip sync that you can play with subtitles.
I might play it that way the first time through. So I'm going to say something about that. I wanted to play the game in Japanese the first time I played it, but what made it really tricky is that there were call outs that the character. No, I'm lying. I'm totally lying. I played it in English the first time, but I think that the second time I think I wanted to play it in Japanese and I couldn't because there's certain call outs that the characters make where they're about to attack and they say something. And what they say kind of gives you an idea of how to prepare for the incoming attack. And I just didn't know. Like, I didn't know what they were saying because I don't know Japanese. So, like, I was literally getting hit, like, at the very beginning of the game when they're just like, the characters don't say this, but I'm just going to give it an example. I'm attacking from the left. So when I know that, I'm like, okay, guard from the left. But if they say that in Japanese, I don't know what attacking from the left is. So then I get hit from the left and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be hard. And so I ended up switching back to English. But if something like that isn't in this game, where it may seem like it's not, and maybe it's more about the weapons that you choose, that might be a way more interesting way to play the game. At least upon first playthrough.
生きてたか狼の姫一人残らず息の根止めたと思ったまた会えたな刀鍛冶の娘
覚えておけ圧だ
To take the feeling of stepping into a classic samurai cinema experience one step further, we are honored to once again partner with acclaimed director Akira Kurosawa's estate for Kurosawa Mode, which emulates.
I knew that they had. I didn't know that they. Okay, that's pretty sick. I knew that I played the Kurosawa mode in Ghost of Tsushima. I didn't know that they partnered with the estate. I thought that was just them winging it and trying to, because it was almost perfect. And I was like, oh, I didn't realize that they partnered with them to get it that accurate. That's so sick.
It's his classic black and white films.
It looks so good like that. That's got to be the main theme. Now that I realize, now I'm hearing it, I'm like getting sucked into because of the black and white Kurosawa mode. But that's got to be the main theme. That's got to be the theme from Ghost of Tsushima. That must be it. This. Man, look at that shot.
For Ghosts of Yotei, we wanted to celebrate two other influential directors who have had an impact on the genre as a whole.
Ooh, that frame rate took the dip.
First, we've partnered with Takeshi Miike, director of 13 Assassins, for a mode that puts the camera closer during combat for a more intense, raw experience along with increased mud and blood splatter. And lastly, we've partnered with the director of Samurai Champloo.
No, dude, no way. No, hold on. Let me not freak out. I'm already freaking out. What are they going to say?
Watanabe. Turn this mode on.
Dude, the fucking lo-fi. Oh.
to listen to some original lo-fi tracks. Nichiro.
Oh man, dude. Dude. Oh, this game was already crushing it, man. Kurosawa mode. Japanese voice acting right at the get-go. That's lip synced. Original tracks too. That's what this guy said. He said original tracks. Original tracks. That means you don't have to bust out your new job is. You don't have to do that. You can just let it rock. Original tracks, man. I was stunned. I'm already over here like, whoa. And then when you're doing your photo mode, bro. You know, if you think back, I'm streaming way longer than I meant to. If you think back to it, the lo-fi hip-hop genre, it started with Samurai Champloo. It could have started with Cowboy Bebop, although it was just it's a different type of it's like what, jazz related kind of, but that Samurai Champloo, it's like. And New Job is like it's probably the most peanut butter and jelly thing ever. Maybe Chicken and Waffles is Japanese, like ancient Japanese like animation or like stories that take place in ancient Japan, and then Japanese hip hop, or even just American hip hop, but specifically like there's something. Yo, there's a track on my phone I gotta play real quick. I found this, and I'm trying to remember what it is now. What is this track? Library. I don't even know how I'm gonna find this. I just gotta look by. Hold on. Is it called Oh wait, I think I saw it. Oh yeah, I think I got it. Okay, yeah, I think it's this one. So I'm not gonna play this on my phone because I don't know if the quality's gonna come through. I'm gonna play this. Okay. All right, there might be an ad here, so I'm gonna mute this right quick. This track, yo. This might be one of my favorite tracks that is just like, you hear it and you're like, oh, it sounds like Asian or Japanese. And then the hip hop kicks in and you're like, yo, this might be one of the sickest melds ever. Here it is about, listen to the drop. It picks up again, but right? Come on. I think there's another like escalation in the track. Let me see if I can wait till I get to it. That's so good, dude. Like I stopped the whole video when I saw that. Oh, the subtitles. Original tracks, man. Oh yeah, it's about to drop. I only play a little bit of it. After that. Here it goes. Come on, dude. Let's go. Oh my goodness. This is why I couldn't have watched this live. I thought about trying to, record this live, but then my brain went, no, because if I record it live, I just would have been pausing it like I am now. Oh, this is a great state of play. Man. I'm nerd now. This is so cool.
Watanabe. Turn this mode on to listen to some original lo-fi tracks directed by Watanabe himself.
It looks perfect. It's perfect as is. Like them playing what they have right now and what we're looking at. Is it not? It's perfect.
There's so many ways to make your Ghost of Yotei playthrough your own. But no matter how you play, here's one way to experience Ghost of Yotei that is sure to be special.
I can't imagine what they're gonna say. Some sort of special edition? Oh, the PlayStation? Okay. And it's a PS5 Pro, right? Yeah, it's got the one. Yeah, so. Ooh, I don't like that disk drive, though. Get it out of here. Go and get.
Today, you've got a glimpse into Atsu's hunt for the Yotei 6.
I have full
Forge
faith.
your own path while discovering this.
Like, if we got this game, if like we got the game that's just represented in this 21 minutes and the rest of it was trash, it'd still be really good.
Secrets of Ezo. To survive, you'll need to master a variety of weapons, using lethal precision to overcome the odds and take revenge as the Onryo.
One of the things I have another aspect of this that I have full faith in, and it won't be disappointed if I'm wrong, but I hope that they do not reference Jin Sakai at all in this game. It is 300 years later. I think it is, right? No, it's longer than that. Isn't this like 1600? Am I tripping? I think this is 1600. And then the other story was, holy crap, when was the Mongol invasion? Was that 1300 or 1100? I'm tripping. Mongol first invasion. Yeah, well, okay, it was in between. It's 1270. Okay, yeah, or whatever. Okay. 1200s. Okay. Yeah, well, when I said 13th century, I need to get some cred back. But yeah, this is like, and I think this game takes place, Yotei is 1600. So yeah, it's like 400 years later. 300 and some change years later, that is, I mean, it wouldn't make sense. And one of the things I think they might be trying to do, like the Ghost title is for us, the players, the audience, the marketing, right? So that we know, oh, hey, it's a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. I get it. But in the world, in that universe where this is taking place, like they have a term for it already. It's not the Ghost, it's the Onryu. So, which is a type of ghost, but I don't, it would just be strange to me, and something that I think Assassin's Creed would try to do, or Ubisoft would try to do when they shoehorn it in into their games, is like, oh yeah, we knew a guy, his name was Ezio, and he thought this, this, and this. It's like, what? That guy was from a different part of the world. He was from the 1400. That's like 300 years ago. Who cares about that guy? So they might reference it in some way, and it, it's not that I'd be disappointed entirely if they referenced it, but it just, if they did, I would hope that it'd be some very small passing remark, like, you're not the first ghost that's ever, come across Japan, or there was someone like you centuries ago. He was called the Ghost. Or they called him the Ghost. Some say he was a samurai. Some say he was this, but they already talk about Jin Sakai like he's this mythical figure, even in the game that he's in. Like a lot of people don't even know who he is, or that he is the Ghost. So it wouldn't make so I think if you remove that by 400-ish years, it it's just, it's a small detail that I hope that they don't do. But if they did it, I hope they do it in a clever way. I think that the way that they're referencing the first game already with just the mask, the title of the game, is enough. And it's almost like what do they call it? Fourth wall breaking, because the things that she's doing, if you've played the first game, are going to be very reminiscent of the way Jin Sakai did things in some regards, right? The mask, somewhat of the vengeance. But yeah, it would be nice if, like, as much as they could, this was her own story, completely separate from him in any capacity.
Ghost of Yotei comes out on October 2nd. Thank you so much for watching.
Just picture this. You don't have to picture it. You can just look at it. Imagine being here in the game and then looking at this place in the distance and then being like, you know what? When I go to this spot, I'm going to take the forest here on the left, the trees, and I'm going to run through the trees and then like wind back towards the center and then get here. And then when you get here, there's like something way off here in this distance right there. And you're like, whoa, what is that? So you pull out like your scope and you take a look at it. And you're like, whoa, I didn't even see that building when I was way back here. And then you go over there. And none of that has anything to do with the Yotei 6 or the Yotei 6. This might be the game, man. This is definitely going to be the thing. I hope that my life isn't drastically different between now and then, because this is something that I really want to spend time with. Like, I want to go slow. I'm not going to do anything, crazy like playing on hard mode. But to me, I've been chasing something that I'm glad that the best developers in the world are doing correctly, which is that Witcher 3 fix, man. I played Witcher 3 and like Witcher 3 crushed it at this style of game. And I didn't play the Dark Souls games, but I guess some of the Dark Souls or Demon Souls games came out, before Witcher 3 in 2015. Yeah, of course they did. But to me, Witcher 3 was like the first that I played of that open world. I guess you can just call it a sandbox, but that open world style game, and everything that came with Witcher 3 and it feeling like this living, breathing world. And then the next game that felt like that for me, not entirely close, but it was just the closest, was Horizon Zero Dawn. And then after Horizon Zero Dawn, there was nothing. I remember saying when Witcher 3 came out, we're not going to see a game like this. And when I beat it, actually, I was like, we're not going to see a game like this for years and years. I think Horizon got the closest. Like Horizon or Witcher 3, if for what it did, it was like a 10 out of 10, right? And I think that for it being a 10 out of 10 and what it did, I think Horizon, to put it into perspective, for me, as much as I loved Horizon Zero Dawn, it would have been like a 5, maybe a 6. It was okay. But man, it wasn't really until I think Elden Ring came out which was 2022, I think. Elden Ring was 2022, where it kind of felt like, okay, we're back again. Like, and Witcher 3 and Elden Ring are really not the same, but just for me, it's the feeling that you're in this very large world, where you can kind of go and do whatever you want. So for me, 2015 and then to 2022. So that is a chunk of years. And when I beat Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, I remember having that feeling again, where I was like, man, this might be it. This might be the last that we're going to get of this, where it's this good. And I think, as much as I'm looking forward to Ghost of Yotei, and I'd love to be wrong, I love being wrong about this kind of stuff. I think Ghost of Yotei is going to be to Elden Ring what Horizon Zero Dawn was to Witcher 3. That's my expectation. But, and I think the very small difference, even though the games are very different from each other, I think the small difference for me is because this game has like a very defined character with a through line or a narrative that's kind of overarching the entire thing. And I suppose Elden Ring does as well, you know, cross the fog, go get the Elden Ring, become the Elden Lord and all that. But I think outside of you talking to Vari right in the beginning of the game, it's sort of like whatever, and you just kind of go. And I appreciated that about Elden Ring. I don't think this game is going to be that, because you already know, and you're going to know right from the get-go that this character is on the hunt, you know, a quest for the people that had, you know, killed her family. And so everything else that you do is going to be, and I hope, and I look forward to it being amazing, but that's going to kind of be looming. And in a way, kind of like in Witcher 3, despite all the things you could do in Witcher 3, all the different Witcher quests, the different people you can come across that had all these different experiences, the Wild Hunt, the title of the game, was always looming over the entire thing. Finding Ciri and defeating the Wild Hunt was always like the primary objective. And so, whereas I guess you could say that about Elden Ring, you know, getting the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord is kind of that prime thing. But yeah, like I said, I'd love to be mistaken, but right now, everything I saw is phenomenal. And as much as I do enjoy this, I'm still not going to be the kind of person that's just going to blindly, you know, get this game like day one. I'll probably still wait and see what the reviews look like. Hopefully there's pre-reviews that I can take a look at. But yeah, this looks fantastic. Yeah. Wow. And yeah, the music, you can hear the West. Ooh. Do, 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 do. You can hear the Western aspects to it. That's really awesome. So I was gonna play. I don't know. I'm not entirely embarrassed, but I think I think I'll show this. I'll show this and then I'll get out of here. I streamed way longer than I meant to, but let me see. So this is the photo mode. I think I'll kind of round it out on this. An hour and a half, way longer than I meant to. But I'll kind of round it out on this. When they talk about the photo mode, not that I need to prove this point, but I think there were times, the volume's really low, but I think I made the volume low in editing on purpose because it does get loud. But I had such an amazing time. I don't even think this is 4 years ago. So I don't know if this was a point when I was listening to podcasts while I gamed like I normally do. I think this was a point where I was just literally running around the game and trying to think of scenarios that would look cool. Like what would look eventful. And so I changed different outfits. This is the samurai outfit, which I really like because it was the classic red and white Japanese colors. got a chance to cut off this dude's arm, which I thought made a really good shot. And a lot of them are camera movements because I knew that I was going to make a video out of it, and I thought just using still shots probably wouldn't have looked as good. That's that. And something else I thought the game did a really good job with is that even though the characters are still, certain aspects to the game were still moving. So like Jin Sakai's cape would still move. I thought this would make a really good shot, but this is supposed to be seeing all the Mongol ships. This is at the end of the game, but you can still see all the Mongol ships kind of coming in, indicating. I think what I tried to capture with this shot in the composition, I'm not going to talk about all the shots, but at least with this one is kind of like, not really the impending threat, but like the insurmountable threat that is all of these soldiers against pretty much one guy. The bridge to Lord Shimura's castle broken in the back. I think this is my favorite shot, and this is the Ronin armor. Or is it the Ronin armor? No, this isn't the Ronin, is it? This might be the Kinsei armor. Cool. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, man. I'm gonna have I mean, I don't know. It's been 4 years. I might not feel entirely the same way as I did back then, but hopefully I do enjoy the photo mode, and I want to try to play around with it. But I'm gonna make sure that I get through the main game, and I don't know. I mean, just based on what I was looking at, I could see that being a game where I do a lot of the side stuff before I beat the main game. But I think it just kind of depends on, I guess, my attention span as far as whether or not, because I guess in my head, one of the thoughts that's coming to mind, and I'm going to put on some tunes while I do this. But one of the thoughts that's kind of coming...
Imagine being able to build...
That's coming to mind is, obviously, the Yotei 6 are going to be the overarching narrative of the story, right? Of what's taking place. But one of the thoughts that I'm thinking of is, if it feels like, kind of like Witcher 3, where finding Ciri was the #1 objective, and defeating the Wild Hunt was probably #2, if it still feels as like all these other events are just as kind of important on a micro level as the bigger picture things, I could see myself doing a lot of the side stuff. Absolutely. But I think I don't know if there's any game that's really been able to do this very well. Maybe Elden Ring, maybe. But for me, I don't know if there's really too many games I can think of where the pacing was such that like you could kind of do the side stuff alongside or instead of the main story. I think one of the games that comes to mind that I think did this the worst. No, it's too strong at this. I didn't mean to say the worst. A game that I don't think did it very well was Spider-Man 2, because there would be times where some eventful big thing would happen in a cutscene, and then you'd hit the open world, and I'd be thinking, well, I do kind of want to do the Spider-Man stuff and, like, check out New York City, but they left it off on like some element where it's like, Pete, Harry's gonna die, you got to get there to the lab immediately, and then you just hit the map, and I'm like, well, if I don't go to the Harry thing, it feels like I'm not following the story. So you could, but it just seems strange. And I felt like they did that a lot in Spider-Man. I think God of War Ragnarok had a little bit of that issue for me. So yeah, I think there's a lot of games. And the reason I think maybe Elden Ring kind of gets a little bit of a pass is because it's just that typical From Software Souls formula, where it's just, you know, you get the narration at the beginning, like you usually get in the Souls games, like, you know, wake up, Hunter, and do some stuff. And you're like, okay. And then at that point, you just go. And then maybe a boss will say something, or you'll pick up an item that'll explain something after the fact. But by and large, it's just sort of go, you know, do whatever. But yeah, I mean, I could ramble about this all, you know, all day. I kind of thought that this would be a little bit of just a like a 45-minute stream. I was like kind of getting in and out, but, and not that it was a bad thing, but I did get a chance to talk some Street Fighter, which is always nice. It's definitely nicer to talk about than playing it. I'll check out Herman's videos either later tonight or maybe this weekend. But yeah, that was a fantastic state of play, and I'm very excited to, I mean, get the game when it comes out. You know, hopefully it works. Hopefully it doesn't have any, you know, large issues. I don't even know how I would play it. I mean, I'm already thinking about Kurosawa mode. I keep saying it in a weird way. Kurosawa mode. I don't know. I mean, I would like to play it in that way, but I think that mode, and in Japanese, I think would be better if I really kind of soaked that in after I played it once. Or if I did like the side missions like that. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Game looks sick. I wish I could play it, but I don't have PS5, bro. I'm just kidding. I was gonna get on you about it, but yeah, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get a PS5 Pro. I mean, I doubt I'm gonna. I might, man. I don't want to be. I criticize people sometimes for making those kind of like, you know, extravagant purchases. I'm gonna cross my fingers that there's a discount between now and when that game comes out of the PS5 Pro. It is a $700 console, I believe. I think it is still that price. PlayStation.com. Oh, we gotta listen to the tracks. They said it was on Spotify, right? Ghost of Yotei soundtrack.
You'll get your choice of chips, candy, ice.
Quiet ad. No, let me see. They said on your platform of choice. Let me see this. I don't have Spotify. I usually just listen to music on YouTube. Let me see. Let me try this. Let me go to... Oh, hold on. I think this is it. Let me turn this back on. Is this it? Was this added today? 2 months ago. This isn't it. Okay, so it might literally be on like audio stream. I just don't think I have any, but okay. Let me see. Let me read these last couple things and let's get on out of here. Oh yeah, you reminded me of that. PlayStation. So PS5. I'm getting angry just thinking about it. Wait a minute. At the end of that trailer, they didn't show the PS5. That was a regular PS5. Why would they do that? Oh, dude, what is that? That is too expensive, man. It just is. There's no way I can. I mean, it's unjustifiable. it's unjustifiable. There's a whole ass 6 right there. I can't. Dude, even for Ghost of Yotei, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. And there's no like digital version of this, right? It's just, this is it. This is the digital version. Because you have to get the attachment. Hell no. $600? $700? No. Even for Ghost of Yotei, I can't do it. I refuse. But if this thing can drop to like, bro, if they can drop this to a 5, if they can drop this to a 5, and maybe this to a 5 too, this one here, but at the very least, if they can drop this to a 5, and I can trade in my current console, I'll think about it. But it's, dude, what is the trade-in value? AI overview. 100. What the? You can $106 and $410 store credit or cash. All right, let's check this GameStop link. I don't have an Amazon account, but I think you can trade it in there too. Store credit. Okay. Regular $230, dude. Assuming that this isn't applicable. Present. Oh. Okay. $230. I'm having a tough time over here because 700 minus 230, 470 is not bad for a PS5 Pro. 470 might be okay, but here's the thing. First off, I'm not happy about it, and then 2, I wouldn't do this for anything that's not Ghost of Yotei, because I didn't do this for Monster Hunter Wilds. I didn't do this for Street Fighter. I didn't do this for Elden Ring. I don't even think PS5 Pros are out when Elden Ring came out, but I wouldn't do this for anything. But to me, I'm thinking, I don't know what's coming out in the horizon, but I can't think of any other game other than Ghost of Yotei that I care enough about. So if I can pack up this PS5 that's sitting here next to my computer, I realize I have to do all my stream stuff over again. That would be such a pain in, ugh. But if I could pack up this PS5 and trade it in, and Ghost of Yotei is also $70 too. Ooh. All right. So we're looking at $540 for Ghost of Yotei. That's what it's really coming down to. Versus $70 if I just don't. I'll think about it. I have a lot of time. October? Yeah, I got a lot of time. I just bought a Switch 2. I'm tapped out on console money at the moment. I work at GameStop there. Should be an extra promo when trading in consoles. Dang, all right, boy. But yeah, I don't know. $540 to get the console and Ghost of Yotei. Dude, as much as I like Ghost of Yotei, I mean, I've been gushing about this entire stream. It's not just the price. It's like there's a whole lot of components that aren't just that. But I don't know. I don't think that that's something that I want to do. I think I'd rather just... I already have a PlayStation 5. And I'm already like I already have an issue with these $70 games, but I think this one might actually be worth it. I have some time to think about it. Right now I'm leaning towards no, but you know, maybe something drastic will change in my life. I mean, it'd be cool if like $540 just fell out of the sky right now. That'd be sick. Just trade that in right now. But yeah, it's just really hard for me to justify that kind of cost, because what I'd really be doing is, when I say PS5 Pro, I'm really just talking 60 FPS, and there's no way that game's gonna run 4K 60 FPS. There's no game that can run 4K 60 FPS. So which means it's gonna be 4K. It's either gonna be 4K 30 or it's gonna be 1080p 60, or it's gonna be 1440 48 frames. Even on the PS5 Pro, that's just the way it goes. So in my head, I'm thinking, well, do I want to pay $540 for 1440p at 60 FPS, or do I just spend $70 for 1440 FPS? You know, it's like, you know, so. Just win Capcom Cup, you'll be able to get all the PS5 Pros you want. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, you know what? Herman, you're right. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and get off the stream. I'm going to start practicing right now. I'll see you in Japan. I was thinking about that, dude. Like, I'm not trying to be like a Capcom Cup competitor, but can you imagine if I was? That'd be crazy. I'm going to these events. I'm like just placing top 3 all the time. Whew. That'd be awesome. But would it? It's hard to say. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get ready to get on out of here. I'm gonna go make some early dinner, and then yeah, I'm gonna hunt that Lagiacrus in Monster Hunter Wilds, and then I guess meal prep for tomorrow, and then I'm good. All right, but thanks for swinging by the stream, man. I don't know if I think I still have your number. I don't know if your number's changed. Let me double check. And obviously I'm not gonna say it on stream if I do have it, but I still got you. You know, so I'll see if I can shoot you. I'll shoot you a text, and yeah, I'd like to definitely talk about some Street Fighter sometime, and maybe get some games in. So yeah, we'll definitely catch up, man. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for swinging by the stream, and I'll check out those YouTube videos, and peace. Oh, I get to use my button. Huzzah.